The seventh area that I want to mention to you is continue working for improvements to the jury system itself. And I know this is the area that judges throughout this country have made a lot of progress on. There's often a misperception that businesses do not like juries. But it's not always correct. I like to remind people that often businesses are plaintiffs too, and like juries and respect juries. But there can be improvements in the jury selection process. The perception is that too many qualified people are avoiding jury service. You know how to answer the questions to avoid jury service, and therefore a lot of good people that ought to be serving on juries are getting away from their duty, and we need to figure a way to get a handle on that, whether it's in the selection process, the avoidance of service, the time required, the instructions only a lawyer would love or understand. These are all areas for continued improvement. And finally, the eighth point is investment in the system. We should expect judges to meet minimum standards achieved through judicial education programs. It's not going unnoticed that we're getting some very young judges, and as a result, we need to make sure that these judges have the tools they need to become good, experienced judges. And this is going to require need for more public and private support for education. Business leaders want judges who understand economics and principles of business, because basically we are all in business. Through contributions and cooperation among lawyers and business leaders, a more friendly and supportive environment can be created in order to secure a place at the table when state budgets are addressed. I submit to you it's important for all those concerned, including funding for access to the courts for the poor. For all those concerns, to buy in and to have confidence in the system from all the participants. The thoughts presented here have been discussed before. These are not new thoughts or new theories, but they need to be debated with all interests participating. We need a national forum that talks about these issues and not just look at it as an ABA or lawyer group project. The ownership of the judicial system is that of the people who participate in it, and that would include all the public, businesses, lawyers, judges alike. There's not one thing that I've suggested here today that would prevent a truly injured or harmed person from being compensated. That's not the purpose of it. But we cannot say that no changes are needed when the market tells us otherwise and support is being eroded at a time when we need to pull together and get more support, especially from the states. The object is to restore faith in the system and ensure a continuance of jury trials that are fair and efficient as it can be. Businesses recognize that litigation has brought necessary changes and provide protection to those truly injured. But we need to refocus on improving the system itself. For too long, it's been viewed as improving a lot of lawyers, and we need to rechannel and refocus that to improve the system. You as judges deserve our respect for your public service and sacrifice. And I applaud you for being here today to participate in the programs that are provided by the National Judicial College. But it's time to go back home and for all of us to continue to work together to get the attention of the public and the public servants, and to recognize the critical role of the judiciary. And by doing so, one day soon, if all of these can come about, we'll again be able to announce ready for trial. And we'll go back to having more trials and hopefully do so at a cost that will enable more people to have access to the system as well as should be. Thank you. Appreciate your attention.
Mr. Matthews will be glad to take a few questions. He's also going to be joining us for dinner at the Heritage Auto Museum. So if you have a question or so, I'd like to talk to him then. Anybody have a question now? I know it's late today, but if you have something you'd like to ask, please feel free.
Does Exxon do most of the litigation?
Well, you mentioned your legal budget is, your operating budget for shorthand is a fourth or a third of the United States, the balance of the rest of the world. But your legal budget is 3/4 of the spent in the U.S. Is that as a result of more legal problems in the U.S. in terms of litigation, or is that because of more regulatory problems in the U.S., or is it because you're headquartered here and headquarters handles worldwide problems? How does all of that interrelate on your spending on legal?
Well, the spending on legal, it's basically vast majority of my, and this is true for Exxon, I can't speak for other companies.
Right.
We have a very large law firm. It's almost like having your own law firm, basically, worldwide. So we do a lot of stuff in-house. What I'm saying that when it comes to my legal budget, the vast majority of that legal budget is litigation.